All right, awkward start like always for every single live stream that any YouTuber has ever done. Looking at the YouTube studio and then looking at OBS and then looking at the screen. All right, so we're back in our Sky Factory world here, and I'm going to do something a little bit different this stream. I'm going to be talking about. Oh, by the way, hi, I'm Stephen Croft. I like video games. I like tech. I like science. I like all sorts of stuff. So what I'm going to be doing today is just while I play, because we're going through a lot of just grinding out, getting things here is while I play, I'm just going to be talking about tech news, science news, video game news, that kind of stuff, just so that you have something else to listen to besides, well, whatever's going on here. And let me know in the chat. Oh, pop out chat. Let me know in the chat if anything is too loud, too quiet. All that good stuff. I think I finally got the game audio to work, so we'll see if that's real or not. All right, so I've got dirt cooking here, water here. I've got my furnace here. It's in this chest here. Okay, cool. So I'm still grinding for iron. So I'm gonna make my iron chest and of course cobblestone, so I can make, well, all that stuff that I need. All right, so I'm going to be talking about, well, some tech news, some gaming news, some science news, kind of while I play here. Hopefully this goes okay. I might get a little distracted. Let's make some shears here. So the first story I want to talk about is a guy in Australia had cancer and he wanted to, beat cancer. He wanted to, I think it was in remission. He wanted to keep it in remission. And he read somewhere on the internet, because that's where you get all of your medical advices on the internet, not from an actual doctor. But he read somewhere on the internet that if he took and ate either apricot seeds or apricot kernels or apricot kernel extract, it would prevent his cancer from coming back. So he did what any guy would do. He went to Whole Foods or whatever random food store he could find in his town, and he got the stuff you need. Got all the ingredients they needed, and he started taking it. A couple days later, actually a couple weeks later, or however long, he went back in for a checkup just to see how everything was going. Doctor asked about medications, and he said, well, I'm not taking any medications. I'm just kind of taking my vitamins and all that. The doctor didn't understand this guy was an idiot and to ask about any sort of vitamin supplements that he was also taking. So doctor runs a test and he comes back and one of his tests is way out of whack. It's 25 times over the limit. So he asked the guy, well, what vitamins are you taking? He goes, oh, apricot kernels. I've been eating those, and I've been taking apricot extract. And the doctor looks at him and goes, those contain cyanide, right? He had 25 times the amount of cyanide in his body that is healthy. 25 times. That is absurd. So yeah, that stuff might help defend against cancer because it's killing the cancer cells, but it's killing your healthy cells too. It's killing you. Cyanide, in case you didn't know, is super poisonous, like crazy. It's what people take to commit suicide or to murder people. They put cyanide in there. So this guy thought he was doing a good thing, thought he was beating his cancer, he was defending against cancer by taking apricot kernels for giving him cyanide poisoning. So, Darwinism at work there, I guess. You get your medical advice from the internet, then either you went to WebMD and you think you're dying, or you're doing something wrong here. So anybody out there have any ridiculous doctor visit stories where you read somewhere, going to the doctor, and something came out completely different than the doctor was expecting or that he was expecting? Maybe you went in for your normal checkup and you found out that you had 14 tails that you didn't know about. I know there was oftentimes in third world countries, there are people that come in like, I've been pregnant for 37 years. Where's my child? You're not pregnant. You're just fat. Or something else terrible has happened where the child has been encased in I need to start eating here. I'm starving to death. Your body isn't actually giving birth to a child, and it's some other rare medical complication has taken place. That happens too, and it's awful, but being pregnant for 37 years is not normal. Maybe when you're pregnant for like 10 months and nothing's happening, maybe go to the doctor and find out what's going on. It's not that you're having some miracle baby. It's something's going on. You maybe need to get yourself checked. All right, so I have some here and some cobblestone. So I need to break up the cobblestone to get gravel, break up the gravel to get dust, put the dust in the wood crucible over here to get clay, and then break that clay block into... Okay, so I'm on my way here. So let's go ahead and sift some of this dirt while I'm out here just fiddling around. Yeah, so the guy was taking apricot, whatever, drops, eating the kernels, thinking, oh, I've read this online, it's good for me. Not knowing that all that stuff contains cyanide, which was secretly, not so secretly, it was just straight up killing him. I wonder how long he would have taken it before he got really, really sick and then thought, oh, the cancer must be back. Maybe I'll take more and it'll help me. Poor guy. I mean, getting your medical information off the internet, like I said, not a great idea. All right, so a company out there has come up with a $400 smart pillow. So all of you guys out there, whoever, so diorite, I don't need that. Stone I'll keep out of sight. All right, cool. Was it granite? I don't need granite. Ooh, I've got a whole stack of granite pebbles now. That's kind of cool, I guess. I don't know. So all of you people out there that have lived in a place that doesn't have the best AC, you know that the cool side of the pillow is the jam. It's where, I mean, you flip that pillow over and, oh, it feels so good. Not that I've ever slept in a place that doesn't have AC, maybe my house growing up, like most of my life. But, you know, you flip that pillow over and instantly feels good and you go back to sleep. It's just, it is the jam. So a company has created a smart pillow that uses sensors in the pillow itself and your smartphone and some other tracking software to actually keep track of the temperature of the pillow and how well you are sleeping. So pillow gets too hot, and it also shows that you're not sleeping very well, it will cool down the pillow. It can actually control the pillow's temperature. They don't happen to mention that it's also $400. I'm sorry, I don't care how good the pillow is, you don't need a $400 pillow. Maybe cool your jets there. If you're considering buying a $400 pillow, maybe just don't drink that cup of coffee before you go to bed and see if that works first instead of just dumping $400 into this pillow, which, by the way, isn't actually a pillow. It's actually it's a memory foam core, which is pretty thin, with coils with like that pump water through it to regulate the temperature of the pillow. Because how do you regulate temperature? Well, you send the you send water through, or send electricity. If you want to warm up the pillow, you could send electricity through a resistor. That resistor heats up. Oh, I broke my hammer. That resistor then heats up to warm up the pillow. So it doesn't only do the cool side of the pillow, it also does the warm side of the pillow. I don't know who is craving the warm side of the pillow, but you know, it's a thing that happens sometimes, I guess. This company made a $400 pillow that helps you with that, I don't know. It's baffling to me that I guess if you have tons of money and you're having trouble sleeping, maybe this is something that you want to do. I can't really justify that price. Yeah, the cool side of the pillow feels great, and yeah, it might extend your sleep. Oh, by the way, it doesn't. They actually, The Verge, which is where this story is coming from, they actually consulted sleep experts, and they asked, would this actually improve people's sleep? Would this be worth it? And they kind of said, well, the cool side of the pillow isn't actually what determines the quality of your sleep. It might help those who need that little bit of relief, that kind of, it sparks them to, okay, cool. I guess maybe spark is the wrong word. Awesome, I'm comfortable again, I'll go back to sleep. But the quality of your sleep actually the biggest indicator of that is what you do before bed. Make sure you have a routine. Make sure you're not drinking caffeine past a certain time. Make sure you have all that stuff in order before you just start spending all this money on stuff you don't need. So you go out, you spend the $400 on this pillow, you get an awesome relief once a year when that cool side of the pillow is in need and you just can't find it because you flipped your pillow over too many times. but it's not. All the studies have shown, all the experts have said it's not going to actually improve your sleep. So just for those of you out there maybe considering buying it, maybe don't. Maybe do the research first. Check to make sure that it actually does help. But there are studies out there that says it does. I mean, if you consult the website, it says, yep, increases quality of sleep from 9 of 10 patients. Just like they said that formaldehyde was good for you, and it's not in maraschino cherries. So, like always, do your research, people. Come on, it's not difficult to just quick Google search. Make sure you're checking where you're getting your information from again. Or the guy, previous example, the guy Googling how to cure cancer, natural remedies, that didn't work out very well for him. Almost there. So what we're doing is putting this dust inside this crucible that's full of water that condenses into clay. I can then break up the clay to get, with my fist, to get these, the actual balls of clay. And then if I mix that with bone meal, I can get, I mix it with bone meal and I get porcelain, and then that porcelain can be turned into a porcelain crucible, which we need in order to melt cobblestone to get lava. All right, it's a process. Come on, everything in this game is a process. We're playing Sky Factory. What do I need? Shears. Just broke my shears. I need more. Actually, let's not do shears. Let's get my crook in here and crook the rest of these. Get some apples, hopefully. No apples? Saplings? No apples. Awesome. So another story that I saw. Oh, let's go back here. Let's go ahead and fill this back up. Get that water working. Silkworms. Cool, because I needed those so badly. So another story that I saw was that the first autonomous drone ever will actually be delivering packages starting in 2018. And it's not what you think. It's not Amazon getting some drones working because the FFA, that's the Future Farmers of America, that's not what I want. The FAA has not signed off on that because to fly a drone below a certain height or above a certain height, you need special regulations in place. I think 8 is all I need. What do I need here? So it's not Amazon. It's not Google delivering packages because Google doesn't do that. It's not Google surveying you. Let's go with Crucible. What do I need? No, I need unfired Crucible. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I need 7 things. I have 8 dust. Or I have 8 clay, so I just need 8 bone meal, which means I can start sifting this dust. Actually, let's search for bone meal. How can I get bone meal? Through heavy sieve, I need regular sieve here. I need dust through string mesh, or dust through flint stiffened mesh. Cool. So I think I have flint stiffened mesh here. Yep. Cool. So I just sieve this dust through it and hope that I get some bone meal. All right. So drones delivering stuff. Like I said, it's not delivering packages. It's not doing anything like that. This is actually really, really cool. Switzerland is actually going to use it to deliver blood samples and other lab work and lab samples from hospital to hospital. So there's 2 hospitals that are kind of across town from each other. The traffic is so heavy during rush hour that it could take a car or a courier or a cyclist, something like that, carrying any bone meal. Yes, 1 bone meal. All right, well, it's a start. I got some iron ore, copper ore. Cool, so I'm getting some really good stuff now out of this, which is, gunpowder. What can I do with gunpowder? Let's go ahead and get some dirt. All right. It could take them so much, like 30 to 45 minutes, maybe even an hour to cross town at the time of day that they really need this stuff to get to the lab or get the results back from the lab. So what they're doing is they're using drones to just they're just using drones to curry the packages, the small, super lightweight packages from one place to the other. They're going to be on predetermined routes that algorithms are going to determine. So it's not going to be like a person sitting in the lab controlling the drone to another spot. It will be the drone will just fly on its own, so they don't have to hire anybody, like paying a courier. What do I want? I want shears. Paint or curry can get really crazy expensive. Oops, I want this. I want this. I want this. Okay. I want some of these. Paint or curry can get not super expensive, but more expensive, and it still takes an hour to get from this hospital to the next. And one of the hospitals isn't outfitted as well as the other when it comes to some of the lab equipment. So they're going to be using these drones to courier blood samples and stool samples. Yep, poop samples, pee samples. I would hate to be on the street when one of these crashes and feces goes all over the ground. But I'm sure they've tested it for stuff like that, and it's not considered a problem. Or maybe they found a solution to it that is going to be something that they do in case one of the drones crashes. It's probably being tracked, and they have people on staff that will go out and grab it if it does crash, and so grab the samples before. Well, they're kind of useless after that, I guess. If your blood sample hits the ground, then your blood's going to come back with all sorts of weird stuff in it anyway. But I thought that was really cool that they're actually using drones besides just. And if you haven't watched the first-person drone races, that's amazing. They're so cool seeing those guys zip around in first person. They have these like goggles on, and they fly through this course that other people have created. It's a lot of fun to watch, but that's really cool, and shooting cool aerial shots for movies and stuff is really exciting and cool as well. But actually getting to use it for a good cause, for medical purposes, to me is really interesting. I think that's a really cool use of the tech. And a use of for the tech that not very many people coming up with it really thought of. I mean, maybe they did. Maybe they're brilliant and they thought of this kind of stuff. But I think that's really cool. Maybe it'll work so well they'll expand it more hospitals and it'll come to the U.S. But I know American hospitals, they're pretty well equipped when it comes to medical testing equipment and stuff like that. But think you're in the middle of South Dakota, and the hospital that you're at has great surgery team, but they need this super complicated test performed, and they don't have the equipment for it. But that hospital, 4 miles down the road has it, but they're short staffed or whatever the reason is. They can just drone it up. People get it on a drone, get it to that other hospital. That's so cool. All right, so. Next story, they found an 8-year-old Neanderthal boy's skeleton in a cave. Now, they found this in 1994, and they kind of put it on ice. They're often frozen. But they kind of just shelved this for a while they finished up getting the science to where it needs to be at. And they kind of discovered some interesting things. Not a ton of new discoveries came out of this. But one of the cool things is that they found that Neanderthals, which are a different species of human. So the humans that are alive today, we are Homo sapiens. Neanderthals were another breed of humans that existed a long time ago that Homo sapiens kind of eradicated. We kind of beat out in the evolutionary race. They didn't fare as well as Homo sapiens did. So we see Homo sapiens now and not Neanderthals. No, that doesn't mean that all evolution means that one species completely gets eliminated when another takes place. It's not how evolution works. But what this does show, these tests that they've ran on this 8-year-old is that they kind of developed similarly to Homo sapiens at similar rates. A lot of the bone structure and the things that have fused and haven't fused were very similar to Homo sapiens, which is kind of cool. It means that we weren't that far apart. Now, they did say that this one sample can't be extrapolated into all Neanderthal, the entire species, but it is a good indicator that we're kind of on the right track, keeping track of this stuff and measuring this stuff, that we should start seeing other similarities between some of the other skeletons. So where we might be looking at an adult Neanderthal woman and saying, okay, is she at the age where she would have been able to conceive children, and measuring that in relation to what modern day humans can do at that age, well, those results aren't going to be very far off, at least in this early testing of this one sample. Now, the sample size is small. It's one fossil, one person that they tested. So you can't really jump to too many conclusions. But I think it is interesting in that we can start looking at modern day controls. So we don't have to have any sort of like written record of what the Neanderthals were doing at certain times, and we don't have to run super complicated tests to check their bone marrow to see if they had certain chemicals present. We could just say, okay, the Neanderthal bones look like they're aged about 42 years old. What can a modern day 42-year-old man or woman do? Which is really interesting. We can use ourselves as a control. We don't have to use two bone meal. That's right. Oh, this is so good, so good. We don't have to. The science gets a lot easier. We can run these tests a lot quicker. We can come to conclusions a lot quicker. We can do all this stuff that maybe we couldn't have done before, or maybe it took way longer to do before. It's a very small story. There's not a lot of groundbreaking implications for this small discovery, but it's cool. I mean, where else can you find out things that happened before we kind of were even on the scene? Or after we were on the scene. Okay, so I need some more leaves here to compost into some dirt. Hey, I got 2 viewers. Thank you for whoever's watching. Say hi to me in the chat. Or don't, because that's weird. But all these are archived on YouTube, so if you guys are checking it out later, let me know in the comments some cool stuff that you know about Neanderthals that you saw. Or some ridiculous sleeping practices that you have. What is your nightly routine? What do you do before you go to bed to kind of prep yourself to go to bed? Is it watching my boring streams because they're awful and they put you to sleep? Hey, that's a legitimate strategy. Just like camping in Call of Duty is a legitimate strategy. Yeah, so I thought that was really cool. Another news story for the books there. All right, so this next one here is Roku is coming out with 4K streaming stick, hoping to release before the holidays to kind of keep up with Google Chrome's streaming 4K streaming stuff. So there is a new Google Chrome or Chromecast and Google Chrome, a new Chromecast that will cast in 4K. Now Roku, which right now the Roku app in the smart TVs supports 4K, but their streaming boxes don't. And the most popular Roku streaming box is the Roku streaming stick. So it's like the Amazon Fire Stick. It just plugs into the HDMI port and then into power, because HDMI ports don't provide enough power to actually power a device like that. Oh my God, leaves all over the place. Jeez, look at them all over. So it's not a single stick solution, but they have announced that they are going to be releasing a streaming stick that does 4K streaming, super high quality streaming, same apps, all that stuff, but it will output in 4K, which is really cool because the Roku stick is the cheapest Roku you can get. Now, I don't know how expensive this one will be based on the prices that 4K content has kind of been at. Do I have any food? Okay, I have 1 apple. Let's go ahead and eat that while I'm waiting here. No, eat it. Don't beat up the fence with it. Eat the dang apple. Dirt, 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 dirt. One slap, just so I can get some dirt. Okay, cool. Let's vein mine this. Yeah, so Roku 4K streaming stick, is that something you'd be interested in, or are you just using your Xbox One S, your PS4 Pro, or are you going the Apple route? Are you getting the Apple 4K TV little box? No, Apple's not making a TV. It's just the Apple TV, just a little streaming box. They're coming out with one. It's probably going to be 4 times the price of this Roku stick. Probably even more, way more expensive than the Chromecast that can do, that can do 4K. But you know, keep it on your, maybe put it on your Christmas list. I know I've got 4K TV as the first thing on my Christmas list, and then something that'll output in 4K, like an Xbox One S or Xbox One X, if you want to blow $500 on that. The Xbox One S I know has dropped significantly in price. I think it's something like $300 now, which is a steal if you want to do any sort of 4K gaming. Yeah, it's not true 4K gaming. The One X does true 4K gaming, but it's pretty close. I mean, it does a decent job considering. If I really wanted true crazy high def 4K gaming, I put a 1080 Ti in my computer and get a 4K monitor. It's going to be way better than any. Maybe I should start organizing this because I got all sorts of crushed black quartz. That's cool. I got all sorts of just garbage in here. Maybe I can start throwing some of this stuff away. I'll do that later. What was I saying? 4K, Xbox One X. Expensive. True Fidelity comes from PC Gaming, PC Master Race. Do I have... Okay, so I have some here. Let's get that into some blocks. Oh, I'll go ahead and break down these blocks here. Okay, so Bose. Another, you can't, I mean, one of these streams is not complete until we talk about ridiculous tech. Totally useless, totally awful tech that's probably costing way too much money. So Bose has a neck speaker. Yeah, not a next speaker, a neck speaker. A speaker that goes on your neck. It's Bluetooth, so there's no cables. You want to be that douchebag on the bus? You want to be that awful person that's annoying everybody around you? Go ahead and buy this thing. Your little Beats pill isn't annoying enough because you have to hold that. This you can just put on your neck and forget about it and be that annoying person. Hands-free, cords-free. This is awful. This is an awful product. Bose should be ashamed of themselves for even coming out with it. I don't even know the use case for this. Why would this be useful? If you're wearing it around your neck, just put headphones on and get a much better experience. I don't know why you would need a speaker for your neck. It makes no sense. I can make 8 of these. I don't want 8 hammers. I guess, I don't know. Bose, you make some awesome speakers. You make great headphones. Why do you need to make neck speakers? I think they're probably like $300 because it's Bose. Actually, let's check the price. They are $299. They are $300 for neck speakers. All right, so you're going to go out. You're going to buy a $400 smart pillow that isn't comfortable at all. It's just a hard pad that you put on top of your pillow. And then you're going to go over and you're going to buy this Bose neck speaker for another $300. $700 turns you into the biggest jerk you've ever seen, blowing money on stuff you don't need. So, you know, maybe put that on your Christmas list. Okay, so I can see a very, very limited use case. You're walking around the house, you're cleaning, you have your Google Home playing, whatever, but you're moving room to room. You don't want to blast your speakers. You don't want to invest in just a second speaker for the other room. You want to go ahead and blow $300 on neck speakers. So you can listen to music. Ooh, crushed black quartz again. Yeah, for Bone Meal. You've got, ooh, gold ore. That's my first gold ore. That's exciting, guys. Stone pebble, I'm going to leave that in there. I can get rid of this. Gunpowder. Okay. So, and you don't want to put headphones on because you want to be able to hear your surroundings. Maybe your wife is complaining that you're doing the dishes wrong. Maybe your kids are screaming in the other room and you want to make sure one doesn't kill the other one. So you need to be able to hear what's going on in your surroundings. I get that. That can be useful. But for $300, man, you can get a pair of awesome Sonos speakers, and most modern phones have Bluetooth 4.0 or 5.0, whatever Bluetooth allows you to produce an apple. Silkworm, useless. Whatever Bluetooth allows you to perfectly pair those two speakers so that they are both playing the exact same music in stereo. Or you can just buy a second Sonos speaker, like $200, and the audio quality is going to be awesome. And you can just put it in that other room that you keep walking back and forth to. This is another product that makes no sense. But people are going to buy it. They're going to probably sell 1 million of them to total jerks that are going to annoy you on the bus. Okay, so this is really going to be the person that buys it. It's going to be grandpa who can't hear anything, and he's going to put it on his neck, and he's going to crank up the volume so loud that he's not going to be able to hear anything around him anyway. He might as well just have the headphones on because he can't hear anybody around him. So, all right, grandpa, go buy your Bose neck speaker and annoy grandma and all the grandkids because you don't want to turn your hearing aid up, or you don't want to admit that you need a hearing aid. I guess that's the thing. Okay, I want to show you what this looks like. It looks exactly how you would expect it to look. Yeah. And he's exactly the type of person you would expect to buy a Bose neck speaker. Yeah, he looks like that douchebag that's going to be walking around with a neck speaker. All right, back to the game here. So what do we got going? So we've got, no dirt cooking. Let's cook some dirt up. Let's get some of our cobblestone made, because did I just sip a bunch of dirt? No, okay, so we're ready to make some clay here. Some porcelain. All I need is one more stick. Actually, no, I need 7. That's 7. That's it. That's all I need. All right, so let's go to Crucible. Oh, this is getting exciting, guys. We're actually progressing. We want unfired Crucible. I want to make one of those bad boys. And then I want to go ahead and cook that. So I'm going to put that in there. Cook my unfired Crucible. Go ahead and fire my Crucible. Let's wait for that. Does it show a percentage? No. All right, so last tech story of the night as we produce our Crucible so we can actually start melting all this stuff. I can get rid of that clay now. Stone pebbles. You can hang out with me here, buddy. All right, so I have a Crucible. We go back over here. We don't have any. I don't have any torches. I guess I can break down this wood Crucible because that's useless to me now. I guess get a little closer to it, so maybe I'll collect it instead of it falling to the abyss. Okay, so we broke that down. I want to now place this there, which I need to place a block next to it first. So I can actually place it on that block. I'm just rambling to myself now, making great content. Awesome. I need cobblestone. All right, so I'm going to put cobblestone in here, and then we'll call the stream. So, last tech story of the night. The Witness, the most rage-inducing, crazy puzzle game you have ever played, is now available on iPad and iPhone for, drumroll please, $10. That's right. For all of you console gamers, you noobs, that bought it on console for $60. Or those PC gamers out there that bought it for $40 a couple months later when it dropped in price. You can now pay $10 and get it on your iPad. Now, I will say that's not the definitive way to play this game. Playing it on console or on PC and having those controls is awesome, and it feels really, really good. But you want to pop open a puzzle and play it for a couple minutes on the bus, or you're waiting in the doctor's office and you just want to get frustrated so your blood pressure gets up before you get into the doctor's office to get your medical evaluation. You can pop in the Witness on your phone and play it. And before all of you say, oh, $10 is a lot of money for an app, you're getting a $60 game for $10 that you can play anywhere in the world. Just suck up and pay the $10. It's a great value. Why isn't it free? Because actual game developers put hours and hours and hours and hours and hours into developing this game, and it's worth the $10. It is super crazy worth the $10. I think actually this might be, I have a iTunes gift card that I got for, I don't know, something that I did, that I've just been kind of hanging on to. This might be what I spend it on. This is crazy good value. Now, I'm not promising that I'll play it on the stream, because I'll probably just be like this the whole time, concentrated. Okay, so I have gravel. If I sift gravel, I can get coal, right? Let's go ahead. Let's search. Let's search for coal. See where it comes from. Coal. I want this, and I want heavy sieve. No, regular sieve. Gravel through flint stiffened mesh will give me coal. 18% chance. 18% chance. 22% chance. Diamond. No, I'm going with 18. I'm not wasting diamond on a mesh. Yeah, so in case you haven't played The Witness before, it's a puzzle game. It is a puzzle game of all puzzle games. So it's like learning a language. The puzzles are very difficult. You can go on the internet and find solutions, but if you find a solution to a puzzle on the internet, you won't be able to solve the next puzzle. You'll have to look that one up too, because you haven't actually learned the language that the game is trying to teach you. And where's all my... I didn't get any coal from that. God, you people suck. Wait, no, I don't need coal. I already have... I need cobblestone. Why did I break down my cobblestone into gravel? I'm an idiot. All right, let's go ahead and get this tree up. Once I get some... Yeah, I don't know. So the puzzles are crazy difficult. And they're difficult because of what it asks of you. It asks you to pay attention, to actually think about. It's not just going to be you walk up and it's like, oh, I move this dot to this dot. Yeah, some of the puzzles are just move the dot to this dot, but those are the easy puzzles. The more difficult puzzles are going to be what comes after. Okay, so now you know how to move this dot from this dot. Well, that turns on this part of the wire. What puzzle across the world does that now unlock that you have to run across and solve? Let's get this cooking. And then, so, spoilers for The Witness. It's a puzzle game, so there's no story spoilers, but the entire map, the entire open world, yes, it's an open world puzzle game. The entire open world is a puzzle. By solving different regions, you are moving the dot across the screen, and you are opening up new parts of the map, opening up new things to see, opening up new puzzles to solve. That is amazing, and it's worth $10. It was worth $60 when IGN and other outlets gave it Game of the Year. Game of the Year is now available on your iPhone or iPad. Yeah, sorry, Android users. I'm an Android user. You don't have it. You can't get it. It's just for the iPhone. Why they did that, I don't know. Maybe Swift is easier to port over. Who knows? Cool. So 3 of those. Let's drop another tree down here. But it's $10. Just spend the $10 and get an amazing game. It's totally, absolutely, 100% worth it. All right, so that's going to be the stream tonight, guys. If you're watching this on YouTube, let me know down in the comments about crazy medical stories. I'm not going to be your doctor. I'm not going to give you medical advice. Whether or not you're going to buy The Witness, is $10 too much for you? Are you a poor college student and $10 could go to 2 nights of pizza or to this game? Are you going to buy the Bose next speaker? If you are, go ahead and unsubscribe now. I'm just kidding. Have you tried ridiculous things to solve your sleep, your insomnia, like watching my boring streams? Again, legitimate strategy. Feel free to do that. I don't know. Let me know in the comments. Let me know if you like this format better. I'm having more fun doing this because it's not just boring talking about the game. Thanks, Online Game Mafia, for going ahead and spamming your own stuff in the chat. That's fine, I guess. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you for watching later on YouTube. I appreciate all the feedback. I appreciate the subs. I appreciate you guys checking out my store, doing all that kind of stuff. Just thank you. And go ahead and like and subscribe and do all that garbage. Nobody watches the end of the videos anyway, so I'll see you next time. This was streamed at 11 o'clock at night on a Tuesday night, so maybe we'll do a Wednesday 11 o'clock at night stream, and maybe we'll play something other than Minecraft. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to see something other than Minecraft. All right, we'll see you later, guys.